I mean, Tom, when you're defending that, you see Tekkz starting to wiggle his stick. What are you thinking?
Panic. Panic. And then panic a little bit more.
Welcome along everyone to FIFA Main Event presented by PlayStation Tournaments, your home of some of the most elite matches happening in the competitive world this year. And today we've got an absolute corker to kick off with. It will be Fnatic Tekkz against XL Tom. And to commentate with me on all the action, of course, is myself, Brandon Swift, and Richard Buckley. Rich, what a game this one plans to be.
It is going to be electric. I can already feel it in my bones right now. Two of the best players, not only in the UK, not only in Europe, but in the world, going to be competing, battling it out. Cannot wait to see what happens when that whistle does blow.
Of course, two of the best players in England that have had such a good last couple of years, especially with England and the E-Lions campaign as well. They've been teammates before, of course, at club and country level. And now in this one, they're going head-to-head.
Yeah, one thing that I do love as well about the FIFA Main Event, we also get to see the players and also hear the players as well. So with R9 doing an amazing run like this, we get to see all the reaction.
Of course, it will be Fnatic Tekkz in that white strip from left to right, who nearly just scored an unbelievable effort with Ronaldo Nazario. Of course, R9, he's in this team. On the flip side for XL Tom, who, of course, put pen to paper with XL Esports this year. It was one of the biggest moves to date in terms of transfer fees involved. I'm sure you would have heard a little bit more about that one. They'll be competing for the esports organisation this year within the Global Series in an exciting new 2v2 format, which will see him teaming up with, of course, 2017 FIFA Interactive World Cup champion Gorilla in that one. That's just one of the handful of teams that looks to be unbelievable this year. One thing to kick off them from the get-go, Richard, we saw both of these teams lining up with, you know, so many unbelievable icons in there. Is there a team you would say you favour? Because they're both so stacked, aren't they?
No, I think both teams, obviously, they've got all the top players in there. Personal preference at fullback, Phil Mendy or Alphonso Davies. R9 for Tekkz, you've got to say he's looking dangerous inside the box. A couple of times he's turned, a couple of times he's got those little dribbles away. Is it only a matter of time before Tekkz takes the lead?
We know one thing about Tekkz. He's always had that flair side to his game. He loves a little showboat, and when he can do it the best of times to the best players in this starting 11, I expect to see more of that. Here's Tom with his first chance of the game. Went for the little dink over the top. It was Pele trying to find the feet of R9, who is wearing the number 10 today. We'll call him R10 for the sake of it. On the flip side, we've just got a trio of Brazilians there. Ronaldinho, R9, of course, Cruyff in that mixture, and Pele on the far-hand side. We're causing all sorts of problems. This might be a best of one, some would say. Just your standard game of FIFA 22, but there will be bragging rights on this. These two will be playing a lot of FIFA with each other this year, especially, I can imagine, with the FIFA Nations Cup around the corner. They'll both be involved as E-Lions, and if there is something to brag about coming into that camp, Rich, it'll be a game like this when there could be plenty of goals. We expect that to be the case. Ronaldinho can't outsmart Alphonso Davies on that occasion, which, if you have got an eagle eye, you would have noticed that's the only position on the pitch, Richard, that there wasn't an icon in.
Yeah, absolutely. Fullbacks, for both players, a little bit different. Actually, Carlos Alberto Cafu, the new player coming in as well, at right back. A couple of times, Tekkz sort of dribbled at Tom. He's been resilient so far as Vieira falls to the ground. This could be a chance.
Oh,
my goodness.
Tekkz strike first in the FIFA Main Event, and he's over the moon with that one. It's been knocking the door for quite a while. Tom's just been under it, hasn't he, from the get-go?
It's a funny old game.
Tom's not just been under it, Tom's been falling over it inside the box. Outstanding piece of skill from Tekkz. There was a cancel, little elastico as well in there. We said he looked dangerous. We said it was only a matter of time. Fnatic Tekkz putting on a masterclass here in the main event.
Tom looking to bounce back. It was a very ambitious finesse shot from a good 35 yards or so. We know finesses have got a habit of sometimes just curling into the top corner, but from that far out, it was most definitely ambitious, to say the least. I'm trying to get a foothold back in this game now. 30 minutes played. At the moment, Fnatic Tekkz leads by a goal to 0. And so far, he's been able to deal with everything pretty well. It's a back line of Mendy, Maldini, Desai. On the far-hand side, Cafu, who picks up the ball now. A solid back line. Of course, he chooses to go for Furlong Mendy on one side. There's Tekkz on the flip side. Tom, it's Alphonso Davies. Big win back there. Ronaldinho can run rampant now with his defence. And this is where he's got to try and pull Tekkz apart as best he can. There's a little reverse elastico to remember. Fake shot inside. Ronaldinho into R9. Oh, it's a great block. Desai, right place, right time.
Well, you're mentioning a lot about sort of players there, players being used. The first year in a little while, I would say, Brandon, as well, especially in the early stages, the icons have been this heavy in teams. Usually you'd at least get a Neymar or an Mbappe or a CR7 sort of getting the starting line for a competitive team. It's only left back where you're seeing a goal foot item. And that's really not necessarily because the left backs that are being used are so much better, but there's maybe not that depth in there for icons at left back, in all honesty. So it's strange to see Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, CR7 all benched and not even coming off the bench in some cases.
Yeah, some of them on the reserves, to say the least, between these players. But we will see a couple of gold items or maybe a couple of special items maybe pop on in the second half as the game starts to unfold a bit longer. Tekkz looking to get a hold of possession. 5 minutes away from half-time. Here's R9. Lovely little pass. Cruyff!
I think he might have just slipped offside, Johan Cruyff. Beautiful use of the double tap as well. Just fizzing it into Cruyff. Didn't have to take a touch. Hit it first time across the goalkeeper. I suppose when you've got players of this ilk, Cruyff, I should say Pele, Ronaldinho, R9, you don't need to take an extra touch. You don't need to settle the ball. You can just shoot first time. You saw the confidence that Tom had hitting that finesse shot with Pele from, 30 yards out.
Big win back. Cruyff, is he on? He will be. Brilliant save. The first time Van der Sar's been called into action, and I think that would just about do us for half-time, which I'm going to look forward to seeing. These half-time stats and a breakdown between these two. It is Fnatic Tekkz 1, XL Tom 0 at the halfway point in the FIFA main event presented by PlayStation Tournaments. And Rich, let's have a look at the stats to break this one down. Take me through it.
Well, this is just sort of the summary stats. Possession, shots, expected goals, a new stat for this year. The passes, how many passes you've completed. But you can see all sort of the subcategories at the top as well. Possession, shooting, passing is one that I really, really like. You can actually see where you've played the passing distribution. So you can see right there, Tekkz, a lot of the time he's got the ball with his fullbacks. He's gone direct into his wingers, number 8, number 15. He's playing everything into R9. Everything's going into Ronaldo up top. All those passes being circulated into sort of the epicenter. He's been the man pulling the strings, and maybe that's why he's had so much success so far, Brandon.
Yeah, very interested to see there, Richard, that just simple breakdown between the two players, where the ball's being played, the sort of the common passing patterns as well that can help maybe a casual like us or those watching at home of, where is my opponent playing down? Which side of the pitch are they playing down? You can see both players on the screen there. As I said, Tekkz currently winning by a goal to 0. XL Tom, he has had a few chances. It was Edwin van der Sar sort of right at the end of that first 45, Richard, that just about kept the scoreline at 1 apiece.
Another thing as well, the formation difference of the two players, a 4-4-2 versus a 4-2-3-1. In previous FIFAs, these two formations have been very strong, but maybe a couple of different formations as well. And I think we just heard Tom there asking if we're ready to play. Tom, get us into the game because you need a goal, fella.
You're not wrong, Buckley.
I'll ask you, Richard, what more does Tom need to do? Because at the moment, it just hasn't been the case of Tekkz causing problems for Tom defensively, but he has looked very strong at the back, Tekkz.
Well, he just needs to get into better areas. You saw the shots that he were taking, that finesse shot from a little bit far out. Even the save that Van der Sar did pull off, the shot was on quite a tight angle, maybe looking for a rebound rather than a direct goal from the shot on target. Get into more central areas if you can. Obviously, it's very hard when you've got someone as good as Tekkz, not only offensively but defensively. Winning the ball high up the pitch there, that is something essential to get back into the game.
Chance could be a gift. He's offside. Just offside. Tom.
Oh,
He was close.
No chance.
Very
no
close
chance.
to squeezing that one in.
We need VAR in there.
But again, it's a great example there, Richard. You said he won the ball with the fullbacks. Many pros would tell you if you want to, make your attacks more dangerous or get more players involved, get your fullbacks involved, get them bombing on the left or right hand side of the pitch. It opens up more space for your cams, your rams, your lambs, depending on what formation you're playing. Next thing you know, you could be causing many more problems for your opponent. That's better though. It's a better start from Tom in this one. 9 minutes played so far.
Just looking for that player lock there down the line as well. A little bit heavy. Mendy picking up the pieces there. I like the use of the player lock this year. I think it obviously got introduced last year into FIFA. It's a mechanic that will continue to it's quite a high-end mechanic in FIFA, but we see pros use it more and more, and I do think that actually the passes that come out of the player lock do tend to be a little bit more successful.
It just gives you a chance, doesn't it, to interfere with the natural movement of the AI, which will, of course, in return could affect your opponent defensively. Tekkz with his first chance of the second half.
No, get out. Get out.
The skill moves again, which Tom is not going to be happy about as well. Carlos Alberto.
I mean, Tom, when you're defending that, you see Tekkz starting to wiggle his stick. What are you thinking?
Panic. Panic. And then panic a little bit more.
In that right-hand side. Oh, he's finding Cruyff. He's finding the overlap runs. There is Pele. There is R9 again. Tekkz defensively sound. This time Maldini.
Panicking, Tekkz.
Nah, I'm just getting annoyed at my players. That's all,
Well, on the flip side, Tekkz, obviously we just heard Tom, say he panics when you're moving that right stick around. What are you looking for from Tom? Just a bite? Just a bite into your tackles? Bite into a foul? Bite into a penalty?
Tom's a bit of a passive defender when I play him, so he sort of sits off a little bit. So I'm just trying to create some space to find an angle to R9.
Tom, quick one for you. Obviously,
yes, mate.
When you're playing against somebody who you've played a lot with and also against, do you have to try a few different things? Like you two, you've played against each other so much. Surely you know each other's playbook.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I know we both know what we want to do, so you've got to try and find a way around that and a way of changing that. I know where he wants to go. He knows where I want to go. So yeah, you definitely have to try some new things to hopefully get some success. Not that I'm having any right now.
Wow, sure, look.
25 minutes of this FIFA main event. Currently, in a quiet second half from Tekkz, but he is leading from that goal from R9. Mbappe, finally, Richard, a non-icon attacker that's on the field here into R9. It will go back to Hulle. He's not afraid to take a shot, tries to spin away from the defender, which was Zidane at the time.
Yeah, I really, really do like the roulette this year, Brandon. That's a great ping over the top. Desai's looked really strong,
Ooh.
I think a lot of those icon centre-halves they're very viable. Again, last couple of FIFAs, maybe they've been... You've swayed away from them with Virgil van Dijk and Varane and these sort of centre-halves being so strong. But Desai, Rio Ferdinand, Maldini certainly coming to the forefront again in team selection.
Tekkz loading up another attack. Mbappe, fresh off the bench. There's options in there. Scoop turn. He's need to pull out Rio Ferdinand on that occasion, which he did do well. Is there going to be a goal back here for XL Tom? Zidane goes for the cheeky chip over the top. Desai, there every single time at the moment, and he's making life hard for R9. Lots of space on both flanks, especially down this right-hand side, of course, if Tom's attacking, or on the left-hand side where Mbappe just picks up the ball. Is he back on side? No, he's not. A little bit too keen off the mark into the pause menu. We shall go with just 10 minutes left on the clock in this one. Tom, just to give an insight as well to anyone that's watching maybe, in the FIFA scene. 10 minutes into a game, you're 1-0 down. Are you someone that has a plan that you go to in any losing scenario, or is it a case of you just make up as we go along?
Yeah, it's the kitchen sink tactic that I'm about to show right now. It's basically when you accept that you probably could concede, but you're also going all out for a goal. Basically just sending everyone forward, getting as many players attacking and as quick as possible. I normally have a 4-2-2 set up to do this, so hopefully I'll get some success with it right now.
Hopefully so. You've got 10 minutes to try and find yourself a goal back in this one as we will jump back into the gameplay.
Let's give me some space, please, man.
Chance. Tekkz will be able to see this one out.
Oh, you got away with that.
You can see already the press that's available, and there's also the space that Cruyff is going to look to exploit now. There's options at the back post. He does well, so well. What a save!
You lucky boy.
Great save.
So I promise you I'm not time wasting, there's just no space.
I don't know, it looks like time wasting to me.
No, what's this?
You know, each to their own.
Oh, no, he could have lost it. Chance, Pele, this is Tom's golden chance. Pele, he's through. Desailly's in the way again.
Oh,
no. He has been probably the MVP of this team so far.
I mean, we're all big in Desailly up. There were reasons for it. Incredible recovery challenge at the back. Margins offside.
And suddenly, this game is coming to life, Rich, with a couple of minutes left. Change of tactics from Tommy is, of course, evident on the pitch with the amount of space, and not the 4 players just sort of running man for man, and every attack, you've just got to try and get the ball through to him. That's the problem. There's so many white shirts in the way. That one rushed, and I think that will conclude it. In the FIFA main event presented by PlayStation Tournaments, in our first game, it will be Fnatic Tekkz that will run away with a 1-0 win. It wasn't made easy at times. The Fnatic Tekkz will take this win over XL Tom. Is that going to do us, ref, or is there going to be one more chance? Now Dini wins the ball, and the referee will conclude that game.
You've already had your one skill goal. I'm not letting you have another one there. No chance.
Hey, Tom, you can't play a pass which isn't a look through ball, by the way.
Well, let's speak to them now. They're going to join us for a couple of words after that game. Tekkz, Tom, of course, thank you for going head-to-head for us there. I mean, I'll come to you, Tekkz. I mean, is it another day in the office for you? I'm sure you'll be over the moon with a win over your sort of national team, mate.
Nah, I'm buzzing. I love beating Tom. And we put him on YouTube with one of the best goals you'll ever see as well. You're good on Instagram, Tom.
I mean,
You're good on Instagram, Tom. Bruh.
Tom, you conceded that goal. Could you just see it going from bad to worse as it were going in? Like, 1 skill move, 2 skill moves. Talk to me, what happened?
Firstly, I just want to have it on record, obviously. It was raining outside, so it's really difficult conditions for me to focus in. I couldn't quite focus as he scored that goal, but, you know, yeah, it's one of them. You just want your head down. You don't really want to be seeing that again. I'm sure he's going to post it on his Instagram. I'm sure it's going to be all over YouTube as well. And I'm sure he'll remind me of that every single day I wake up. So, yeah, just one of them that I hope I never have to see again, really.
Just back to you, Tekkz, as well. FIFA 22, how we find it this year. We saw in the first 25 minutes of that game, it was just non-stop. You're in your skill combos. It's something that you've always loved. Sort of how are you finding the game so far?
I'm finding it good. I prefer it to last year. I'm very good defending this year, and from me, I've always been the guy, like, when I defend well, I'll probably win the game.
Tom, you did not need to put my name in that there.
Tom, final question for myself. New team for this season, new teammate as well. How are you finding life at XL, and is a championship coming to XL this season?
Yeah, I mean, till 20 minutes ago, I was really enjoying FIFA 22, Rich, but might have to go back to the drawing board. But no, in all seriousness, XL have been really, really good so far. I've been loving the first month. Obviously, grinding the game, practice tournaments have started now. And yeah, just looking forward to hopefully when the big EA majors come around, be ready for them and to get us a trophy here.
Amazing stuff. Well, thank you so much. Of course, Fnatic Tekkz and XL Tom, 2 of the best FIFA 22 players in the world right now, joining us. And that's a wrap from us all here at the FIFA main event presented by PlayStation Tournament. Until next time, we'll catch you very soon. Bye-bye.